got a new project. Something that I wanted to do with my previous car that I don't have anymore. So what I want to do to my truck is actually try and make it quieter on the interior. Alright, and what I'm going to do is actually start with the back seats. This is just some pretty much soundproof 80 mil thick car sound deadening mat that I bought off of Amazon, and I'll go ahead and share that link to you below in the description. Alright, so I used this in the part of my previous vehicle. Worked really well, so I want to try it out for the Ram since it's a little loud on the interior as expected. Alright, but this is pretty good stuff. Worked really well in my previous car. I'm going to go ahead and throw some of that since I have some extra in the floor of the truck. Alright, so I'm going to start with the rear. Alright, so I just put the rear seat up. Here's the carpet right here. It stops right here. Alright, so this is a different portion. I'm going to just take off the carpet. So first you're going to have to take off this bucket. It's held on by 4 screws. Alright, and what the TORX you need in order to take that off is a T30 TORX. Alright, so just take off these 4 bolts onto the top. Alright, so here it is. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4. Set it aside. Alright, and so you can get some leverage under this carpet and start removing it. Alright, next is just go ahead and pop this up. There's only 2 clips on the bottom. Starting on this side, 1, 2 clips. Just move it off to the side. You don't have to pull this all the way out. Alright, just enough to pull that carpet off. So this carpet is secured on these with these little plastic, I don't know what to call them. Anyways, there's a good bit of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think there's about a total of 10. But if you have a tool like me, something like this, a door panel removal tool, makes it so much easier. Get it up on the top and then just pretty much pull it out. Alright, so you got 10 of those. Let me go ahead and finish up and fold up the carpet and see what else I'm going to have to take. Alright, gents, so after taking off those plastic rivets or whatever, next step is going to be to remove these front seats. Specifically for the driver's seat, there's 2 18mm bolts. Just go ahead, take those off. Alright, and make sure you move up the seat while you're loosening up those so you can have more room. Alright, now when you're loosening up these front bolts, alright, there's only 2 bolts. Push the seat back so you can have more room again. These are, I believe, 15mm bolts, 1 and 2. Alright, just take those off, and then once you move it up, you'll see that it has a plastic or wiring, electric wiring. Alright, these 2, it secures onto this metal plate. Just pull those down. Alright, once you got 1, 2, 3 off, you'll be able to take off this driver's seat. Alright, let me do that and I'll move to the passenger. Don't forget about this yellow connector too. Just go ahead and pop it off. So after you do that, to remove that carpet, whatever you got up here, you're going to move this panel, and all this does is really just pop out. Same with this panel. That covers up the seatbelt. That just pops out. Alright, and then also loosen up this right there, right? So you can be able to actually move the carpet out of the way, and that just retracts and sits down there tight. What you need for this is a T50 TORX. Alright, so other than that, I should be able to get half the truck in right now with the sound deadener, so that's what I'm going to go ahead and do right now. Finished laying down that first bit that I had from the box. I got to go buy some more anyways. This carpet actually has some bit of soundproofing material, a little squishy, not bad. Definitely probably dampens the vibration of the truck, so pretty good. It has this extra layer of soundproof slash decreasing the vibration for the truck. So specifically talking passenger front seat, for your truck, the way you want to remove it is essentially 4 bolts. Alright, so you have the 2 that's in the back, just right there. Alright, these are 18mm bolts, and then you have 2 15mm bolts that they go right there. Alright, here and there. Alright, additionally, the center console is attached to the passenger front seat. Alright, and the way you have to remove the center console is, one, if you have this style, alright, you're going to take off this rubber top, alright, and then there's going to be 2 8mm bolts. All right, and what I used is a 6-inch ratchet, or I'm sorry, a 6-inch 3/8 drive extension, and then the actual 8mm. To remove those. All right, so once you got those two, essentially you just pull counterclockwise, and it just comes right out. All right, you just want to push that off to the side. All right, next you have one 13mm bolt right there. All right, here it is, 13mm. All right, lefty loosey, righty tighty. And then the last bolt in order to take off this center console. So here's another 15mm, or I'm sorry, 13mm bolt. You're gonna find it right there. All right, and just use your 3/8 ratchet to loosen that up. Or essentially, the only thing that's holding back the center console, the AC vent. All right, and the way the AC vent is set up is, I'm not sure if you can see this. This is where it connects. All right, so here, I gotta pull up this carpet in order to show you. Alright, so here's the vent. Alright, here's coming from the actual front of the cab. Alright, so this actually, once you put this in, you've got to make sure it's interlocking. This is over this, it slides right in. Alright, so essentially your center console is ready to be taken out. Although, in order to take out your center console, you're going to ensure that your passenger seat is good to go. All right, and additionally, exactly like it is on the driver's seat, you're gonna have to unplug this yellow one. All right, so I went ahead and removed the passenger seat. That's all it was, nothing additional. So we have the carpet here ready to get rolled up, center console out with the passenger front seat. All right, all those grommets taken off. I did have to remove this piece, all right, so you can get up under that carpet. All it is held in by clips, 3 clips, so just pull straight out. Other than that, I'm going to start laying down the mat, but just be careful with these AC vents. So there is one bolt that you need to remove in order to take off the jack. You're just going to remove a turn off bolt right here, all right, and then it's held in by 2 other bolts, right? But it's essentially just in place for you just to slide it out once this bolt is taken off. Right, so this is the one that actually secures it, and they're actually slotted by these two bolts. Don't touch them. You don't need to. All right, take out those boxes. I'll probably throw some in those boxes. The storage box that's in the rear, right in front of the rear seats, right? It's really just held by, I believe, 2 15mm bolts, and you'll see them once you pull up that carpet. All right, the actual storage box is actually right here, but it's actually in an extra bucket. All right, so remove those bolts, and you want to make sure you actually soundproof these as well, because what's directly under it is the underbed of the truck, and I'll show you. It doesn't have to be perfect. Alright, covered the majority of it. I'm not going to be perfect with this job because this is going to be much better than no soundproofing. Alright, so take it from me, you don't need one of those rollers. If you do want to roll it, alright, I just used a piece of tape, roll of tape, and just kind of roll off these the edges so that they're pretty much flush. Alright, let me take this and show you. It's over here. Alright, so here it is. Here's those 2 15mm bolts. Here's the waterproofing cover that is actually under it, and there's the ground. Alright, So that's going to go in there. This goes flush. You're going to have to push it in. Alright. And there it is. Now you can just tighten them up and be good to go. But I just want to make my point. You want to make sure you actually soundproof this box, alright, because the actual floor of the truck is under us, and all it is just a waterproof mat that's pretty much soundproofing this, which is nothing. Alright, so you just want to make sure you do that. Alright, here I am, almost pretty much done with the back. Alright, I'm not going to do back here. This is going to be maybe some other time. Alright, but next I'm just going to fold this carpet back. Alright, so check it out. This is the finished product. Like I said, I already showed you the back, so I'm not going to show that to you again, but check it out. This is the front finished. You want to make sure you get under these vents. They pop right out. They move a little. Alright, and as well as under this vent as well. As you can see, it is not a perfect job. It was never meant to be, just due to the fact that there are so many screws, wires in the way. You can't get it all, but you know, at least you have some type of soundproof. Looks pretty clean. Finished up the entire job. I did not go under these carpets or mats right here. Alright, but essentially I got the job done with 3 of these packages, alright, and 1 mat left over. Alright, so each package comes with, I don't know the total amount, but here's a mat. Folds like a book. Each one of these boxes are supposed to cover 10 square feet. Alright, and this is an 80 mil car sound deadening mat. Highly recommend this stuff. It's very thick. The adhesive is very strong, and post the link for you to go ahead and check this out. Check it out in the description down below. But essentially you want to get at least 30 square feet. Alright, and that'll cover the entire floor of the truck. Alright, as well as the boxes that I showed you earlier. Alright, there's 1 and 2 storage boxes. It'll also cover those. Alright, I have not touched behind the driver's seat, but I'm thinking probably an additional 3 to 5 square feet will cover that as well. I'm sure I think they sell a 36 square feet one. That would be perfect for the entire floor. But be mindful, it's a large truck floor. Each vehicle is different. Alright, but I'm showing you specifically for the Ram 2500. Let me know if you got any questions. Pretty simple project. It took about roughly, I want to say, 2 to 3 hours if you take your time. So not time intensive at all. This video would definitely help you out as far as, or especially taking out the seats and the center console. There's nothing that I could have researched in order to find out how to take out those seats easiest way, but now you have them, and so that'll definitely decrease the amount of time this job will take for you. If you can take out all the seats and the center console out and lift the carpet outside of the truck, or just fold it over just like the way I did it, that's probably your best way to get the job done. Just make sure you have probably about 4-hour cushion in order to get the job done before you're gonna have to drive the truck or your vehicle anywhere else. Alright, so again, let me know if you got any questions. Hope this was helpful for y'all.